99X, it's Barnes and Leslie. Crash is here. We're talking about tipping. And what is the service or thing or whatever that you refuse to tip for? 470-741-4999. More are popping into mind. Hotel housekeeping. Because they do charge.
A lot of people leave money.
But they charge a fee. Mm-hmm. They charge a cleaning fee or a service fee. And that comes from that. And they're getting paid hourly.
See, like if I go to Disney, I always leave $20 on the thing because they always make my pillows into a Mickey face.
Well, yeah, but you have evidence probably in the room, and you want to make sure and take care of the staff. But like food delivery apps, I struggle with, like DoorDash and Grubhub.
Yeah, I just said Postmates. I always tip, always.
But now they're prompting for tips before delivery.
Oh Lord!
And these clowns are eating your food.
Yeah. I
and then you get the survey.
They're totally eating the food. Let's see. Hey, Morning X, good morning. Who is this?
This is Andy.
Hey, Andy, what do you refuse to tip for?
Self-serve and fast food.
Yeah, that's a common one that keeps coming up, and those tip situations are showing up more and more at those places.
Yeah, I mean, they're not even being paid what a waitress is or a waiter is paid. I mean, the waiters and waitresses have a certain amount of what they get an hour. And
right. I forgot
these
about
fast
that.
food places and these self-serve places are being paid minimum or above minimum wage. So
you're right. Yeah.
I mean, and they're not even doing what a waiter or waitress will do. So
let me ask you a question. So do you tip like a barista?
I don't even waste my money at a barista. I make my own coffee.
But you know what? But think about the barista situation just for discussion. When you're there and there's 4 or 5 people swirling around, the expectation is you're going to tip them all like down the line. And you can't do that.
But is a barista like a bartender, though?
I mean, when I'm at Starbucks, I tip.
I mean, it's a poor.
Well, if I'm at a bar, I will tip a bartender because he is actually making the drinks.
Yes.
And, but a barista, I mean, you're already paying $10-12 for a cup of coffee.
But they're making my oat milk latte.
But listen, the bartender, you bring up a great point. The bartender is the opposite of the DoorDash whatever driver that asks for the pre-tip. You always pre-tip your bartender at the beginning of the night.
Why?
And because you're going to get stiffer drinks and better service.
Really?
No matter how people.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
Crash hasn't even heard that before. What?
My bartenders know me. They know I'm gonna lay out some cash.
That's different, though. Hey, thank you very much. Have a great day.
No problem. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
You can't make a Bud Light any stiffer.
Agree. 100%.
Morning X, what do you refuse to tip for?
I refuse to tip for $20 beers at concerts and ball games. I'm already paying $20 for that. I'm not going to tip on top of that.
Yes.
Good point.
That stuff's out of control. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Although as somebody who used to hawk beer at Music Midtown, I lived for those tips.
Really?
So,
I didn't know you did that.
What do you mean?
Back in those days, though, beer was a lot cheaper.
Yeah, and
I would have tipped a $5 beer.
He's talking about the way it's become so super corporate. But when did you sell beer at Music Midtown?
All the time, man.
Oh.
We're talking about Crash. Would you used to bring a 12-pack and sell it?
No, I used to actually work for my friend who had a Miller Lite tent, and I would hawk the beers in the crowd.
Okay.
And you got paid Miller Lights.
Yeah, and then I would do stage announcements for 99X.
I learn so much every day about Crash. Hey,
Side
thank
hustle,
you.
Baby.
Have
Side
a great
hustle.
day.
No problem.
Have a great one. We'll see you later. What do you refuse to tip for? Hey, Morning X, who is this?
This is Kristen.
Hey, Kristen, what do you refuse to tip for?
I'm all for tipping a delivery driver. In fact, you should. That's how they make their money. But if I go pick up the pizza myself, I don't want to tip for it because all they did was literally hand me the pizza.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, they really, and like I said, I've delivered pizza before. That's what they do. They're behind the counter. They make a lot more money than a driver does, a lot more per hour. And drivers literally, that's their existence. That's how they live on their tips. And so the only exception I would say, like my daughter and I went to a pizza place and to pick up. and the place was packed, and it normally was not. And they had 2 people running the joint, and you could clearly see that this lady who was running the counter and taking care of the dining room and running the drive-thru and running everything except for cooking was losing her mind. And I definitely tipped her. There were people coming in being rude, and I was like, can you clearly not see these guys are busy? So yeah, in a case like that, I would absolutely tip. But most of the time, no. If you just hand me my pizza and that's all, no.
But they have the tip jar there, right? And you think about all the people in the kitchen who have been working to prepare your pizza. I'm guilty. I've tipped when I
saw one place that had 2 tip jars, and one had Brianna chicken fry on it, and one had Zach Bryan on it. So they were doing a tipping bit, and the one with Brianna was full of money, and the one with Zach had a penny in it.
That's hilarious.
Honestly.
I saw something like that. I saw something like that with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, too, at Starbucks. That was hilarious, yes.
I would tip on the creativity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just for the fact that, you're doing a bit. You're making it interesting and fun at the counter. Tip. So, okay, I'll give you one.
Just for the creativity.
Kristen, here's the scenario. You tell me tip or no tip.
Okay.
A fitness class.
A fitness class?
Yeah, like you sign up at your gym and you go do a whatever fitness class.
Maybe in that case, I want to say that might be something like a tattoo parlor or a salon where they're like renting the space themselves. So it's like the teacher will get some of the money, but a lot of it goes to the gym as well. So like I know it's that way with a salon. Like they have to pay for their booth, and so part of it goes to the salon and part of it goes to them. Same with the tattoo parlor. Like I have a tattoo artist that I tip anyway, even though he's opened his own shop, and I'm like, should I really still be tipping him now, even though he's at his own shop? He doesn't really need tips. I mean, before it was because he's renting out the spot at a place.
That's a tough one. We talked about that. If you're the owner of the service. All right, thank you very much. Appreciate you listening to us.
You know what, Barnes?
Likewise.
Bye-bye.
Look, let's just be honest. If this is the way tipping is, from now on, each one of my traffic reports, I want to tip.
Put a tip jar, virtual tip jar.
That's a really good point.
We're going to start a GoFundMe for Crash. I'm Crash with 11 Alive Traffic. Let's squeeze one more in. Hey, Morning X, who is this?
This is Amy. Good morning.
Hello. Tell us,
Amy.
Good morning, and tell us something you refuse to tip for.
When you're on the golf course and they come around with their little carts and they want you to get a drink or something like that, we quit tipping there because we found out they started adding a gratuity without your knowledge. So we quit tipping for that.
Crash is waving his arms.
If there's a service charge and you know about it, then there's no tip. But the cart girl, everywhere I've ever oh my God, I tip.
Yep.
It's
18%. That's what they charge.
Where are you golfing these days?
Crash, do you tip the cart guy?
Yeah. Well, there's never a cart guy.
I'm just checking.
I've never heard of a cart guy.
Well, where Queen plays golf,
I've never
there
seen
probably
one.
is.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
cart girl.
here's another one for you. I'm going to ask you, what about grocery stores? I am starting to see people on the sly putting even a handwritten note asking if they would like, if you would like to tip the person doing the checkout.
What?
Yes.
I haven't seen that.
That's ridiculous.
I haven't seen that, but then again, most of the grocery stores you go in nowadays, they don't really have tellers. They want you to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about the person who ding, ding, ding. Well, the self-checkout they're losing so much money on. But it just seems everyone's trying to finagle a way that they figure they should be getting a tip.
Yep.
We don't get a tip. We do all these instant requests. If you want to get to the top of the line, swipe the card.
Sure.
Can you imagine?
That could be a new thing. Like if Barnes plays your song, you have to tip him.
I'm going to get a big QR code and put it out and say, what do you want to hear? I mean, if everyone's going to get tipped, we're not going to get left out of the party.
Yeah, you pay for a jukebox anyway if you're at a bar, so you might as well get a couple bucks.
Yeah, coming soon to 99X. Tip Crash for traffic. Tip us for music.
Leslie for sleaze.
For sleaze. How about a bit tip? Like, come on. We do bits
like a gossip tip. A gossip tip.
Oh, yeah. If you have good stuff, also
it's the end of the world as we know it.
Tip you. Yeah. Hey, thank you for listening. Have a great day.
You too.
We'll see you later. Bye-bye. This is the original. It is 99X.